The website I was assigned was Illuminations. I would recommend this website because there are a lot of really good lesson plans on it and different games students can play. But I also think this website is somewhat bland and it doesn't look very exciting. There's a few pictures here on it, but that's really it, and the rest of it's kind of bland. However, I did find one activity that I liked, and to do that, I went up here and I typed in number sense. And then I chose lessons, which you could also choose interactives, which are a bunch of games. And then I was assigned second grade, so I would choose K through 2. And then also if you wanted to do something besides number sense, you could choose numbers and operations, algebra, geometry, measurement, data analysis, and probability. And that's it. But I chose number sense. So when I search there, I only get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 number sense activities, which I didn't think was very many. So the one I chose was this one at the bottom, try for 5. And this lesson I made sure was second grade, and it's supposed to be K through second. And there's different standards for each grade, so you can see the kindergarten standards are here. And then when you scroll down, you have some first grade standards. And then there's a second grade standard at the end that says, fluently add and subtract within 20 using mental strategies. By the end of grade 2, know from memory all sums of two one-digit numbers. So since it said knowing how to add and subtract fluently with mental strategies, I assumed it was a number sense activity. So then, if I go back to the instructional plan, what the students are doing is they're collecting and making a table about the different fruits and vegetables their class likes to eat. And then they did different activities with number sentences, but they had food to represent it. And then once they had mastered that in their lesson, they went on down to the end, and then they were acting it out with their bodies. Although this lesson is a second grade standard, I think it would be more of the lower grades, and there were also more standards that went with the lower grades, so I also kind of think that's why. But K through 2 was an option, and the grades weren't separate through those grades. Because this activity is a little bit easier, I would say it is lower DOK, and that is because a lot of the equations in it, like down here, like 3 plus blank equals 5, they're very simple for second graders. I would think first graders or kindergartners would be able to do this. So to make the problem higher DOK, I think the problem should be with bigger numbers, and the questions in it should be more open-ended. However, I did like that the teacher was showing the students multiple different ways how to solve the problems, like using it with symbols of the different fruit, and then also using their bodies to stand up and represent the different numbers. So for instance, for this, there would be 3 students plus blank equals 5 students, and they would have to figure out how many more students they needed to equal 5 students. So there the teacher was showing them how to solve problems in multiple ways, which would be an advantage to the students, and that would help them gain more number sense. A disadvantage to this activity is, again, the simple numbers within it, and then the questions in it are a little bit easier. Let me see if I can find one. Like, how many more students need to join them to make the addition sentence correct? Which does lead to multiple different answers, but with these simple numbers, I think it still keeps it at a lower DOK. The connection to our math class that we've been doing that I got from this activity is the students acting it out, which we talked about, I'm not sure in class or for reading, but I do remember discussing it, which will help their understanding of equality because they can see for themselves exactly how many students are on each side and how to balance things out correctly and look at it with more of a relational view. And yeah, again, my website was illuminations, and here's the main website, and you can do different things like play games or do brain teasers, and there's a whole bunch of different lessons. And then the interactives are just a bunch of different games that you can play. And these games, a bunch of them too, would also help with number sense. So yeah, that was my activity. Thanks for watching.